Looking good. Security load is done.
A lot goes on behind the scenes to get a military aircraft up in the air before the pilots even set foot in the cockpit. It takes hours of work on the ground from over a dozen mechanics. Every 500 hours that a helicopter flies, it gets torn down so that every single bolt, nut, and wire undergoes a thorough inspection.
The most difficult part about doing maintenance here is that the guys don't get to go home at the end of the day. They're here all the time, so they don't get that reset. It's just the constant same thing over and over again, but our guys are handling pretty well here.
Around the clock, mechanics work 12-hour shifts day and night to get the helicopters back up in the air.
It's long days, long weeks, long months of training just to get here, and then it's even longer days, weeks and months while we're here. But the sheer amount of time that you put into this, it's worth it whenever you see it all done and it runs up and flies off, and the pilots could give you the thumbs up telling you that it's all great and they could get back in the fight.
All the hard work does pay off. The mechanics are turning around full helicopter teardown and inspections in 9 days in Afghanistan. Back in the States, the same inspections would take about a month.
Our guys work really hard. They've done a fantastic job ever since we got on the ground and providing combat power for RC North.
I think I found it.
Working long shifts, 7 days a week, isn't just making sure the Apaches are ready to fly at a moment's notice to provide close air support. It's also making these soldiers better mechanics. Specialist Vest had only been out of training for a few months when he found out he was getting deployed to Afghanistan.
I learned my job. I mean, I didn't have much experience whenever I came out of AIT and started doing all this, but we spent about 6 months prepping to come into country. So we were doing this the whole time we were preparing, and I've pretty much learned how to do my job and get pretty proficient at it. After I got better at it, it was a lot easier.
Before, Specialist Vest was working under the watchful eyes of one of the other mechanics for every task. Now, he's taking charge and completing portions of the inspection on his own. As this inspection wraps up, the maintenance crew puts their 8th inspection in the books. At over 1,500 man-hours per inspection, the mechanics have been busy and will keep busy making sure helicopters are in the air supporting the troops on the ground. From Camp John Pratt, Afghanistan, I'm Senior Airman Michael Mason.